Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Borderlands 2. So, it took us an hour to go full circle, basically. And we are where I started I ended 2 recordings ago, and then the game crashed, which put me in a slightly different position. And just in an hour's time, we ended up in the exact same position. We don't really have a quest going on right now, which was also the case 2 episodes ago. In a weird way, we did make some progress though, so I'm not trying to say that there literally was no progress made. There was definitely an hour's worth of progress made. It's just we somehow ended up in the same place. There is a quest called Pest Control to kill spider ants, and this seems like a decent place for where spider ants would be. And we've never been down this section, so that's not the gun I need. Using both fire and explosive guns. Right. So this should be the last fire for them to light. We've got a lot of people here shooting at me. Might be slightly low on bullets. I could certainly take some shortcuts. For the most part, I think what this is over here is just a section of the game that is inaccessible but viewable from other parts. Right. I'm trying to keep an eye out for the Cult of the Vault, but it's pretty tedious. The explosion, so look at that, iridium from an exploding a tank. Which then makes the question, should I shoot things like that? I could swear that this was one of those totems I was supposed to shoot tonight, but I guess it's not. I'm not sure if I've even finished that quest already. There's at least one audio journal that I think we might be able to reach from this angle. Maybe. Maybe not. I actually don't think there are any quests or anything that are synchronized around shooting barrels. There's probably a quest for killing creatures with barrels, but I don't think there's anything for just shooting. There we go. It doesn't look like there's anything here. I suppose the Cult of the Vault challenge works against itself in Borderlands a little bit because of the unique art style and lack of realistic textures, but also heavily because of the loading engine itself. While you're encouraged in gameplay to run around and look at everything, the engine in the game itself is struggling with that, with loading what you're supposed to see. See, there's this whole little gap here that I haven't visited, which gives this map the feeling from the top like it's a large open world section of gameplay where you could easily transverse from point A to point B, but I actually don't think that's really the case. What is this? Some kind of item. And yes, of course, we are back to the point of just being super overloaded. Don't want this. Don't want this. So let's drop that. We don't want that. Let's drop that. And we don't want that. Just a ton of stuff we don't want. These are like class mods that I'm picking up. And well, that one's only worth 95, so this might be a place where grinding for class mods makes sense. It's a little surprising that there would be any place where grinding for class mods makes sense. A lot of little shortcuts that help you once you've already run around the map once, but are completely useless any other time. Notice that when I held down the button to pick up the gold, the money, it didn't pick up the echo.
The sky lit up with fire and blood and bullets and screaming. One of our scouts came back from his morning patrol exactly as he usually did, except this time he was on fire. His skin was black and crisp, his vocal cords cooked. As we circled around his smoking form, ready to divvy up his loot, he shrieked one word with his last ounce of breath: Firehawk!
And see, I'm not sure it's actually worth it to run back around here. I think at this point I have now exposed all of the map, and it's a pretty complicated and crazy map design here that it just kind of doesn't work as well as it probably should. A lot of sections to go through for no real reason. The game is certainly trying to stretch things. Some of the quests we are doing here. At this point, you definitely run into the idea of, should I even have bothered to do any of that, or will I ever want to come back to this section? I think there's a decent argument to say that maybe I won't ever want to come back to this section. I'm not going to get rid of a gold, even though it's an acid. So let's not worry about that. Let's start with level 9 armor when I'm level 14. That's the thing to start off with. And I'm, for the most part, just gonna sell all this stuff. I've given up. Some of the stats certainly are better, but trying to work through this stuff is too much of a hassle.
A fantastic day for capitalism.
I would prefer to just, let's see, sell everything, and let's see. shop this. I recall in the first game there was a bit of a hitch opening up these menus, so I'm glad that's been fixed. And now we just need to go back to Sanctuary. And see, we still have this hitch with the spinning gun, which I wonder if that was some other system completely. So I'm gonna turn in these quests and we'll see what happens. I doubt I could afford anything here that is like a gold level. I don't think they're selling anything like that. They're selling greens and whites right now.
Always happy to do business with a vault hunter.
Let's see, I don't think Tanis has anything to say.
I require nothing from you, other than that you please stay away from me. I am no spot.
This is a nice place to try opening things and find bullets if you need bullets. Of course, if you were notoriously horribly out of elements that you needed, it would be quite the hassle to have to come all the way back to the section just to recoup some of that. So here's the Firehawk. And we have 2 quests. Let's turn in one.
Friggin' cults.
And see, doesn't seem to want to stay in the same place. And and the other thing was just a
Thanks.
skin.
The less Hyperion knows about me, the better. You didn't listen to those echoes, right?
And see, that was a quest that for me I did probably a week
So,
ago.
are you liking Sanctuary? All right, good talk.
So, like, yeah, what was in the echoes is really just a kind of blurry memory now. I know it was an awkward experience. Let's see. The flame of the Firehawk compared to what we have now. The capacity is way lower. So as much as I might want to keep this, it kind of doesn't make any sense. But you know what we'll do? We'll put it in the storage and keep a set of gold things anyways. So store a gold thing. And questionable here to store this also and store this also, and we'll keep those 2, and that'll give me a couple more slots of things to have. We should have a new thing to listen to here.
Thanks!
And now for the latest edition of This Just In with Hunter Hellquist.
And time to
This is Hunter
gamble.
Hellquist of Hyperion Truth Broadcasting. Today, the bandit murderer known as the Firehawk, with the help of an unnamed accomplice,
Let's
murdered at least 2
tip another
dozen
1,000.
innocent Pandoran citizens in what authorities are calling, quote, a massacre. The unarmed civilians were found burned to death near the Firehawk's cave with no apparent cause for the attacks. The Firehawk is wanted in connection with no fewer than 15 separate counts of murder.
And so you're getting the story of each of her husbands each time, and every time I should be listening to her, there's some other reason. I have a pretty massive $5,000 dollars. How much is it costing me to spin now? It's costing me 209. So it never gets crazy between the two jackpots. It does get sort of crazy though if you were just to do one, as just how much time you would spend here. You don't really need to do a full diminishing return, and I imagine I'm not even going to get super expensive guns, so I don't think that's going to happen. Unfortunately, we're not in a position though where I would want to buy keys. I'm just level 14 doesn't feel like I've gone up in any levels, and I wouldn't be surprised if that doesn't heavily center around the fact that maybe levels are kind of compounded in difficulty, so it was a lot easier to get from level 12 to 13 than it was to get to level 13 to level 14, and maybe it's even harder to get to level 15. Getting all the skins from the jackpot isn't, I think, the solution to getting new skins, so a lot of these are going to be for sale, and they don't go up in price, so they're exponentially, well, they're ever decreasing in value as far as your rate of return, and same is kind of true for the guns. There we go. I probably should have come over here first. 50, not realistic. Bank upgrades, not really necessary. So we just need to decide which gun can I upgrade that I want. Rocket launcher maybe makes some sense. Although assault rifle makes a lot more sense.
Anybody ask? You found that.
So, yeah. Still trying to get as much iridium as possible. And we'll take a moment just to see, is it possible that some of these guns would do better? I don't want that. These are level 13 guns that I'm looking at, so they at least have a chance now. But I would assume that the gold marker means more than anything.
Get your health and shields right here.
And we're going to sell that. And then we'll come over here. And one of those skins was new. Interesting.
Come on back anytime.
And so we went from 5,000 to 1,800. Frankly, there's too many numbers. There's 10. Iridium right there. Let's, before we do anything else, let's go spend it.
What you want?
Let's see. Shotgun or rocket launcher? I'll take the rocket launcher. Could have also done this sniper rifle. I still haven't seen a payout of 3 iridium bars. I'm not sure if that ever actually happens. But getting even the 1 iridium bars is actually pretty good. It's happening easier and a little bit better than spending the effort trying to find somebody that's likely to drop that, some badass enemy. Probably Goliath. So yeah, I'm still not willing to just look at these though. Just kinda don't care. And see, that got me 4 items, which I can sell. So we went from 5,000 to 1,800. We're now at 900 gold. It's not really worth it at that point. And as far as quests go, we only have this one in Friendship Gulag. And I think that's what we have to go and do. So can we find Friendship Gulag? It seems. Some of these are DLC. So I don't want to go there. The dust. That's where we were. So I have to remember. Roland was kidnapped by Malon. And we need to go rescue him. So we can fast travel to the dust. Which is good. We can come over here.
Hey y'all, welcome to the new and improved Catch a Ride. Now with 47% more than 26% death annually. That is down from last year. Hold your applause.
Let's see. I was playing this kind of car. Alright. I'll have to kind of remember how to drive. These are level 11 spider ants. So they're not really giving me much. But they're certainly giving me a lot more experience than what I was getting before. Alright. And this is just the closest place I could go to then travel into an internal section, where I imagine this is another internal section like the internal section that we kind of went through before, where it was very closed in and walled in. That jail that we were breaking Roland out of, I mean, we're really doing the exact same quest before. We were breaking Roland out of a jail, now we're breaking him out of a gulag, which is pretty much the same thing. That jail, though, had a lot of things I wanted to go back and try and collect, and I'm not sure I'm ever going to have a reason to do that.
I'm legally obligated to tell you, I
Let's see.
ain't a real doctor.
I can't even afford
Get out. Welcome,
these.
customer.
I can
Lovely.
afford this one to sell that one, and then we can
They'd help you kill many things.
get some
2
bullets.
words, my friend. No refunds.
So we're starting to see Hyperion, and questionable almost if this is the middle part of the game. Like, we'll see if there's a Cult of the Vault quest. We've got a level 13 combat engineer. We've got a necrophage. What's a necrophage? Apparently a explosive spore of some sort that will poison lots and lots of people around it. Let's switch to our explosive gun. And so the loaders start coming in. Seems like the necrophage has quite the range to lock in and hit people. We've got these Hyperion style items. Now, remember there was a battle with a constructor, and it left you with certainly new kinds of barrels. Interesting. Yeah, it seems like these things can't be broken, and they're just going to constantly burn. So the game is really adopting a attitude of throwing everything and anything at you and just having you grind. Not really seeing anything here that makes me want to like really take out all the people. Because it really does seem like they just keep on coming. All over this area. There's more of these. And how that's fair, I don't know.
If I kill you, I'll get promoted off this hellhole.
There's a new line of dialogue down the road.
Paid off the house.
So we get new lines of dialogue with new enemies, which is slightly appreciated. Yes, I'm mostly opening these to just get challenges done. Is that an explosive one? No. We have new Hyperion flags. Change of pace is definitely welcome. Unfortunately, some lulling action, something that would just let us take a break from actually shooting and maybe have some kind of conversation, a secondary gameplay mechanic of some sort, short of other than just playing menu hero, would probably been nice. Because I've done this a lot, running and gunning and shooting things. Just because you put a different, that was the only one in this area. Just because it's a slightly different skins doesn't really change anything. Alright, so here's the constructor, and I am doing a considerable amount of damage to him. And you know what, I could probably do better damage if I would just do that and then start shooting him and shooting him in the eye. And there we go. And thanks, Roland. Roland clearly doesn't have the ability to revive me. So he's put down his shield. This area also feels again like a area that just kind of ends. Just gonna have to kill all these guys for the game to decide we've done everything. I guess maybe it's gonna get tired of this. And at least I'm getting a decent amount of experience. It really goes to show that the hour I spent doing all these side quests doesn't make a lot of sense. Like when you're only getting a small pittance of one experience. Let's see. Come on. Like that one surveyor. Let's see. This is, I guess, where they were gonna keep him. Let's just turn in the quest. And move forward.
I'd be dead if it weren't for you. I owe you one, soldier.
In a weird way, they kind of make Roland like a standard first-person shooter character that I'm not sure, since I didn't play as Roland in the first game, he was. And that seems odd.
I got a plan to stop Jack.
Like,
but it won't work without you.
Yes, there was a
This
soldier
planet's been
character.
waiting for a hero like you. Thank goodness Jack didn't send Wilhelm.
And again, they're mentioning Wilhelm. Seriously? Yeah, Roland, as a military guy, just feels out of place. And while we're over here, like, I would have to there we go. I'd have to really look and try and see if I could find the any evidence that there's anything else to do here. Seems like there's always going to be a sky surveyor. Let's see, switch to this, switch to this. See, I'm probably just wasting my time doing what I need this.
Looks like I got a promotion.
Like, I don't think these guys are really dropping any experience. I think I'm probably just wasting my time. These guys are respawning. Even the enemy humans are respawning really fast, just so that the game can ensure you're spending some time shooting while on the way out. There we go. That was not the way to do that. We now know. So let's just take a moment here. A incredibly small section, smaller than Old Haven, definitely. Let's go ahead and compare. Let's see. Do I want this? Because it does more damage. It does more damage, it has less accuracy. Fire rate's the same. The reload speed is slower. The magazine size is lower. So I don't think so. That's an easier choice. And I still don't really want shotguns. And so we kind of already know that those are no good. Let's go ahead and assume that's no good and that's no good while we're looking at it. And I guess I'm not sure if I want to buy the deals of the day anymore or if I just want to this is better. Like, I'm gonna equip it. For as much as I may like this purple shield, in every single way it's not as good, so it's gotta go. Sure, it's got this corrosive ability.
Low prices and no questions asked.
Like, I probably want to keep buying these deals of the day. That's about it. We've got a new skill point. Clearly I want to increase this. So here's the next skill point. Once we level up to level 16, I assume, killing an enemy increases movement speed, melee damage, and gun damage for a few seconds. That is insanely what I want. Then we start moving towards melee override, which gives you a dash ability, which moves you faster. Then you start getting to an ability to restore health on kills, and while moving deal increased melee and gun damage. Is not terrible. And then let's see, redeploy, re-stealth, and add time. So this is the way you get the achievement for being in stealth for a very long time. And there's like no fast travel section over here. We can elemental effect damage, and I would have to, let's see, I would have to find, if there's even a list here, it would be called Friendship Gulag. And so unless there's quests under this that unlock only when you've actually been somewhere, let's see. After night falls, alert a guard to the tower of your presence. Like, that would be kind of insane. Like, just stand here and wait for the night to fall. That doesn't seem like that's something I want to do for one point. That's really a great example of how these challenges have gotten crazy. Like, I could see maybe trying to do them all before starting a new game plus. I also wouldn't be surprised if the quest eventually just works itself through in a way that you could play the first run of the game a few times after even you may have started the new game plus. My car didn't stay there, so you can't steal a new car, so this is unfortunate. The best thing I could do is do this, go into stealth mode, and hope that that works for me. as I'm running. Yep. More and more, this feels like we're hitting the halfway point for the main game. Not a terrible point to be in. Now I am in a weird position because I am gonna have to exit this game and take another break. I've only played like for 2 hours after taking a week of intending to record, but I'm actually need to record a different game, and so I need to find a good position to just exit. It seems like you're pretty good to exit anywhere as long as you finish the quest. You probably don't want to exit the game if you're in the middle of a quest. I imagine you'd run into some slight issues there. There's still a ton of quests, though, that just don't make sense. Like, it really doesn't make sense that they don't, that like on this map they haven't really wanted you to go over here or over here or really come over there. So I think we're just gonna come back later. Either that's the case, or I've really messed up on remembering how you start quests in this game. It seems like that's unlikely. Alright, so fast travel to Sanctuary, and we go talk to Roland. We really don't have anything else that we need to do crazy right now. Let's see.
Who told you about this place? I'll kill him.
I have 6, so I can't do anything like
You
that.
know where to find me. One time I killed
Nothing's different here, so we can gamble a little bit. But there is a new quest over here. Right. So Hammerlock has a quest for me. Let's take this.
Greetings. Do you feel you have too many bullets but not enough money?
So we have a level 14 normal difficulty quest.
Have you heard of these insect things called Varkids? Allegedly the buggers, that's a pun you see, will morph if they take enough damage. Could you take this evolutionary injector, please?
Take it.
Lovely. I'd like you to force a few Varkids into morphing. While they're in their cocoon state, hit them with the injector.
So, okay. I have no idea what a Varkid is or where it is, but we'll try and do that as a side quest. I would also be rather happy to see more side quests. Like these bulletin boards, they don't have anything on them, and they definitely would have had something on them by now in the first game. It doesn't make a lot of sense to try and buy a bunch of things with golden coins, although it's also wouldn't be a huge issue. Let's see, go ahead and sell these couple of guns.
Almost dead? I can fix that.
That puts me back up to 1,000, but things are getting more and more expensive, so 1,000 is not enough. There's interesting, you can see internal mechanics here. There's this.
Thanks for the coin.
And now for the latest edition of This Just In with Hunter Hellquist. A warning to Pandora. The bandit leader known as Roland has escaped from Hyperion custody. Hide your loved ones, store your belongings, and buy the biggest Hyperion gun you can find. Roland has been recorded as missing since the liberation of New Haven. He is to be considered dangerous and very, very, very armed.
Okay. I imagine I'm not going to trigger any kind of quest or conversation just by this. Let's talk to Tannis.
If you could stand still for a moment, I require something of you.
Okay.
A group of mutant test subjects escaped the Hyperion Preserve. As amusing as it might be to see them attempt to reintegrate into society, they must be put down. You will need a way to lure them out. Head to Moxie's and acquire some bait I have ordered.
Okay. So let's go run back to Moxie's and pick that up now.
I need a drink.
There's still no quest here. Bringing Roland back to Sanctuary is one of a few triggers, I believe, that here's the bait, the pizza.
All good, baby. All good.
Good. The escapees, for whatever reason, find pizza irresistible. You will lure them out with this pizza, then murder them.
See, and these may be fans or developers of the game. Let's go ahead and gamble a couple more times. Blue, still not major. I'm not getting purples or golds. One more spin and then we're done. Now it's nighttime. So there is a day-night cycle in Borderlands. I never really felt like there was much of a night cycle because I'm pretty sure they have like 2 suns. Alright. So this gun explodes like a grenade. And in every way this is better. I think at a certain point I need to switch. Like, this is ridiculous to stick with my fire gun just because it's a gold, even though it's doing less damage. And I was using this explosive gun anyways. Yeah, we only needed the fire gun because of well, odd reasons. Mini quests requiring it, so I'm gonna put this one in storage and keep our set of gold weapons. But I'm also gonna move the story forward because it's kind of pointless to not move it forward. We need the story to move quicker. So let's go ahead and store another gun. There.
How the hell did those bandits snag you anyway?
Well, I was taking a leak. One of them knocked me out.
Wow, you are a dumbass.
Yeah, yeah.
It'd be kind of nice if you would be able to just put your gun
joking,
away.
Dude. I'm happy to see you.
Oh, thanks.
This is where you say you're happy to see me too?
Oh, right. It's good to see you.
Smooth.
It's kind of weird. Like, I played as her in the first game, and I don't really attribute to the characterization that they're putting on her at all. It just feels like she's not my version of this character I played in the first game. I never played as Roland, so he just feels like he's like a Marcus Phoenix Gears of War type character, who doesn't really quite make sense. Look at the vast difference here. He's military from head to toe. She's fiery red with crazy Pandora belts and colors and more belts and jackets, and like this guy could have been from any first-person shooter. She could have only been from this one. Guess I'm supposed to talk?
Handsome Jack is gonna kill us all unless you can stop him.
He means hi. That's his way of saying hi.
Right. Sorry. Hi. Look, I'll be honest, soldier. We're losing this war. We've been trying to stop Jack for years, taking out his men, raiding his iridium mines, but it hasn't been enough. But you...
This is like...
You met Jack and lived.
5 years after the first game?
The Bloodshots. Saved my ass and Lilith's.
Thanks, by the way.
Lilith,
if we're gonna survive this, we need your help, Vault Hunter. Now, we thought Jack would enter the vault and use its power to wipe us off Pandora. But, thanks to some intel I stole from a Hyperion convoy, I found out we were wrong.
Like, the only way you would have been able to see it.
He's not gonna open a vault. He's going to control it.
Like...
I'll just go ahead and repeat myself. What?
The vault Jack's looking
shoulder
for
over shoulder camera.
Or a cache of weapons. It's a living thing. An ancient Iridian warrior. Powerful enough to destroy all life on Pandora. Whoever awakens it...
This should be a cutscene.
That sounds bad.
If Jack wakes the warrior...
Since the game has other cutscenes.
We control the warrior first.
This is...
Use it to wipe Hyperion off the map. Alright, I'm liking this plan.
There's a problem. We need the vault key to wake the warrior, and Jack's already got it. But if you've spoken to Tannis...
She didn't vomit when she saw you, did she? She does that sometimes.
She might have told you the key needs to be charged with iridium. We're racing against time. Every ounce of that stuff that Jack mines from the ground puts him closer.
Both of their heads are awkwardly tilted.
We gotta get our hands on that vault key. Now, if anybody knows where that key's being kept, it's my spy out in Tundra Express. He's as good at gathering intel as he is at drinking. So I'm sure he's sleeping off last night's booze right now. You'll need to get a fire weapon to wake him up.
I cannot get a good
when you get out there.
Camera angle at all. That should have been a cutscene. So obvious.
You don't have a fire weapon? Marcus might sell them.
Hey, I just put up a fire weapon, didn't I? Let's bring it back out. So, let's see. The game still very much seems like it wants me to have a fire weapon at all times. Where are we on quests? We have Tundra Express, which is a place I don't think I've been, and we have Bloodshot Stronghold, which I don't think is a place I've been. So since we know this is story mission and this is optional mission, let's try to do this one first and then this one, and we'll see where that goes. Like, there's nothing to say to her, right?
Given the blank look on your face, I assume you have not completed your task.
Yeah, she doesn't have anything to say.
I like that smell. Don't know what it is.
So we're in a little bit of a weird position. I just jumped on that guy's head and bounced off. Like, yeah. We're in a weird position because we kind of need to wander through the world to see if there's any new quests around the world, while we're also looking for the new location. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's less than half a dozen locations in this game. Of course, the DLC greatly expands on this. It would be nice if I could finish all of the main story and then take a break and then do the DLC. That would make a decent amount of sense, but that is also asking quite a bit. I don't think there's really any indicators that anybody I ran into is going to be any stronger. Here, let's look. It's a level 8 skag. I'm a level 15 character. That's kind of nothing. It's not worth my time to run them over. It's not worth my time to really try and kill them. Alright, so we've been around this area, and they want me to go to the Bloodshot Stronghold. Which the Bloodshot Stronghold, I guess, is the area that was the jail that I wanted to come back to and collect a bunch of items from, because I noticed I had not gotten a lot of items. There's quite a few little pickups. I'm trying to kill this guy. There we go. It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. There was, I believe, an achievement around not shooting those guys until later, I guess. Yeah, I'm not sure there's really anything over here that I need to deal with. Particularly since this is the second time I've been here. It's like getting $6, finding some potential guns, potential bullets. I guess I never really learned the system, and the game doesn't really want you to learn any system that is hidden back behind the scenes. Otherwise, I would be able to look at certain areas and know this is a good area to go and try and find a good weapon in where compared to other areas where it's a complete waste of time. So back here, more and more these side quests just seem like they have us going in circles, and apparently I could have just fast traveled here. Well, that stinks. If I could have fast traveled here, why did I just not have a fast travel location that I happened to walk by? I guess that is the case. If I had just gone to the fast travel station, I would have been fine. Kind of don't see much of a reason to even look at these guns. Like, he has a level 15 shotgun, but I don't want to play with a shotgun. He has a level 12 gun. He has a level 12 gun. He has a level 10 gun.
Let me know if anything catches your eye. A pleasure as always.
There we go.
Goodbye, friend. If you shop anywhere else, I'll have you killed.
We need to sell about 60 more. That is an interesting question. So yeah, head to the hideout. We're gonna run through this whole section again, and we'll probably go out the blood ramparts again. We're not gonna get any skill points. We're not really gonna get any of this. So where are we right now? We're in the Bloodshot Stronghold. So jump on all 5 of the couches, and we'll keep an eye on that. And let's see, what was the other challenge? It's down this way. Hammerlock's Hunt, Campaign of Carnage. Maybe that was the only one that wasn't finished. Dungeon Keep, Pirate's Booty. Some of this is definitely DLC. Alright. We have Cult of the Vault. Give it a whirl. Kill an enemy by knocking him into the whirlpool. Defeat the splinter group in their assigned order. Jump on all 5 couches. And so if I hit A and then come all the way back down and hit A again, it's like, oh, seriously, game. This is not a good system at all. Let's see, I'd have to come all the way back down again. And there's just better things I could be doing with my time. For instance, I could be looking at the quests that I'm actually making progress on, instead of worrying about this stuff. Let's see. Why not watch all of these quests? Or why not have a better interface that brings up these quests once you enter in an area? There's a lot of little tweaks you certainly could have made to this game, and you kind of are hoping. So there's all the quests for where we are. Meanwhile, we're halfway through doing SMG's quest. We're halfway doing kill enemy shortly after aiming down the sights with a pistol. We're making great progress towards this. We are almost done with selling items at the vending machine. Once that's gone, that'll be interesting. We are almost done purchasing things with iridium. We're halfway through explosive damage. We're on level 4 of level 5, and we're almost done with level 4 as far as opening lootable objects. Killing enemies with corrosive damage will be something we'll have to do. And then this is another challenge to watch, apparently. Let's see, complete optional missions. We're still trying to do that. There's a lot of quests here that we're still trying to do. I'll make progress on, but then there's a lot of quests here that, even if level 5 is twice as hard as level 4 on some of these quests, that's not really that much. Particularly when we start doing the DLC, I don't see a lot of reasons why why I would need to. So there's a quest using Terrador guns. Like, except for things like the Cult of the Vault, where you have to actually find things and spend effort on it. I wouldn't be surprised if 90% of all of these are just done by the time the DLC is done. Yeah. And I don't know how many actual points are left on the table. It seems like a considerable amount of them. And with the DLC, there's definitely a lot more areas, but you can see the list of things that are finished are getting longer and longer. Like, I could certainly do that as soon as I leave this area. So there's another challenge I could just watch, assuming I can watch all of them. Theoretically, I guess your best move would be to watch all the quests in all of the areas, just see how many of those you can label as watch to start off with, and then that solves, gives you the list you kind of would want to have here. Like, because that's certainly, like, there's a whole bunch of, have a buddy crush you in the car crusher. I thought you could do that yourself. Let's see. And there apparently seems to be several things in Dust that we haven't even dealt with. A lot of stuff that you could do, which will give you a higher badass rank, which will in the end maybe get you to plus 5% on something, but I wouldn't be surprised if it taps everything at 5%. Meanwhile, the real experience and the leveling up is taking its sweet time. If we're at level 15 now, by the time we get to level 20, we would just have this done. We'd have to be at 21 to get to this one. Yeah, I don't know how you get, assuming this is 5, that takes you to 26. Assuming this is 5, that takes you to 31. And assuming this is 5, that takes you to 36. I'm not sure you're going to finish a game at level 36. I'm not even sure there might even be a cap there. And yes, we still just feel like we're going in circles more than anything else. Just spinning in circles, going back to the same areas over and over again. I don't understand why the optional quests are unlocking and being set at a level that I'm already above. It seems like definitely they leveled the optional quests in a way that would only make sense if you hadn't done all the ones before. As for me, the obsessive type of player who has done everything, I'm now kind of breezing through things, and I'm also having a worse experience because I'm going back to places that I really just came from, instead of going to new places that the story mode would push me to. Or even at that, the optional missions are not really taking me to new sections of maps that I missed in the first place. Anyways, that's been an hour plus, so that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. Oh, also, this will be, I guess, a great point to just exit and take another break. So I got like 2 hours of Borderlands in after taking a week off. It's crazy, but that's really what I'm gonna end up doing because I need to record a different game. Anyways, though, like I said, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, friend me on Steam, gift me a game. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.